Welcome, my name is Nisarga, and in this session I would like to show you deeper body work on the side, opening side of the breath. You already seen on some previous videos with me opening the front line, opening thoracic inlet, going deeply into the diaphragm, but breath works three-dimensionally. We need to also include the side, and very often I'm noticing rarely body workers work this way. So the setup for this session is best if you have some bolsters supporting the knee, the ankle. The preferably is that the height of the knee is about the same height as the hip joint. So this is a little bit lower, but it's still okay. Here on this bolster, arm gently resting. It gives you this cozy position, like curling like a child. It's very soothing. Important part is you putting also something comfortable under the neck, under the head, so the person can really relax into it, and there's this support on the side. In terms of physiology and anatomy, I really need to take into consideration the shoulder girdle that will affect also the movement of the arm. Because as you notice, there are some 5 muscles around the scapula connecting to the humerus, wrapping around and giving stability into the shoulder. And then we have latissimus dorsi, serratus anterior, and intercostal muscles that take part into deep inhalation. Those muscles support deep inhale, along with the scalene, sternocleidomastoid, that lifting the first and second rib. So let's take a look and have some nice strokes on the side that opens also the lower part of the lumbar spine, lifting QL and going into the scapula, opening the shoulder girdle and the arm. The way I like to start is just making contact for a moment with the pelvis, with the knees, saying hello to the body, saying hello to Johannes, and just taking a moment to tune in, start observing the rhythm of the breath. So I invite Johannes to start breathing slightly deeper. And I can start observing what's happening with these micro movements in between the ribs, intercostals. What's happening with latissimus dorsi? If there's any movement here that shows me how the body responds to the breath. I want to watch and listen the breath into the lower part of the rib, the middle part of the thorax. I want to see what's happening in the shoulder. And I will start from making contact with the side of the thorax with my relaxed palms and stretching all upward. Invite Johannes to stretch this arm and reach to the window, reach actively to the window. I like working a bit actively in the beginning. And look, this stretch comes from the hip, from the ilium, from quadratus lumborum, on the side, into the scapula. Here you have the edge of the scapula, opening up connection of the latissimus dorsi here and the humerus. Opening deltoid and breathing to the side. How often have you received that in body work? Not so often. That is a wonderful way to open the side of the breath. Look, these spaces between the ribs. How wider, how shiny they become. Like feeling like we are getting taller by an inch or two. Really finding that breath, breathing into. Can also support and as continuing this stretch, Please watch the rib cage. So wonderful. And give a space again for feeling and sensing. Now I can, it's a little bit ticklish, but I can go in between the ribs, intercostals. This is also a great way to open up the breath. I simply just use my fingers or thumbs, think into those gaps, finding little knots or tension and melting the fascia. How does it feel? Okay. I might also push down on the pelvis. And then you breathe, take a deep breath. Feeling this sense of take also the arm, and if I want to connect to the scapula inside as I go into the armpit, that is mus dorsi, and then underneath I can hook into the edge of the scapula, just doing a little bit of rocking. Is it painful? Okay, I will hook the edge. Also pull up the arm this way. A little bit of spokes into the shoulder. His body respond. From here, naturally, the usual flow for this kind of session is to go into the trapezius. Here we have wonderful access for trapezius and the neck. So many different ways, depending on the client's structure. One way we can go with the knuckles, this. Go deep. Or I can move into this gap with my forearm and just following adding any movement or sound. The movement came into the legs, spine. Find this fluid spinal movement. The last strokes for this alignment is the neck work. It's a wonderful access now to the side of the neck, mastoid process. Levator scapulae. How is this pressure? Going into the occiput, subocciput. Integrate normally doing this particular flow on both sides. Hope you enjoyed this video.